Hey guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to crochet these booties from a beginner's point of view. It's a pattern that I've kind of come up with and by combining a few different patterns because I really love the bottom booty part of the one pattern and the ribbed cuff of the other pattern. So let's get started. In my previous videos I've covered all the stitches that we're going to be using today. So we're going to start by making our slip knot. Grab that yarn and pull it. And then just wrap it around your pinky, your pointer, and grab the tail with your thumb and middle finger. All right, so we're ready to go. We're going to start by chaining 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I always have to count out loud or I lose track. Right now what we're making is the bottom part of the booty. And then we'll make the cuff separate and then join them together. So now we're going to do a double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. So this is the 1st chain, 2nd chain, 3rd chain. So we're going into this one. And we're just going to go into this loop. You could go into the back loop, but we're going to go into this one because then we're going to crochet back up the other side. What we're making right now is the bottom of the booty. So yarn over, go through, grab your yarn, bring it back, and then pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, and then we're going to do a half double crochet into the same stitch. So that's a double crochet, but just pulling through all 3. And then we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next, 1 half double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So pull through all 3. Two, 3, 'It's always a little awkward to work with such a small piece. Okay, so in our last stitch, we're going to do 6 half double crochets, and that's going to bring us around to the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure why there's such a big hole. It sometimes happens, and sometimes you can avoid it, but so when we weave in this tail here, we're just going to weave it in a way that it covers the hole. This is going to be the bottom of the booty here, like I said. So you want to weave in your tail from this side, which works because it's already sticking out that way. So, because that's going to be inside, you won't see it. So just weave a few times back and forth to cover that hole. All right, so then for the next 5 stitches, we're going to be doing half double crochets back to the beginning. So 1, and here you can see, because we're going up the other side of the chain, you're kind of putting your hook between the other top loop and the little back loop. So it's always a little tricky, but we got this. So you can see those are in. So 1, 2. 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And then in this gap here, we're going to put in 3 half double crochets to kind of round that out. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we are going to go ahead and slip stitch onto the chain 2. So that's, if you remember, when we came around and double crocheted into the chain and then half double crocheted, that brought along the first and second chain from the hook with it. So we're going to be going into this one. And you want to go through both loops there. So just pull that all the way through. Okay, so that's the first round. And the gap actually doesn't look too bad. So then for the next round, we're going to chain 3. All right, and then we're going to do a double crochet into the same stitch. Pull through 2. And then for the next 2 stitches, we're doing 2 double crochets into each stitch. So 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, and 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then the same thing in the next stitch. 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Then we're just going to do double crochets down until we get to where we did these 6 half double crochets. Okay, so that's where they start going into the, this is the beginning of the 6 that go around. So now we're going to do 2, and that obviously just kind of increases it and makes it able to spread around. Otherwise it would twist and look all weird. So 2 in each stitch. 2, okay. You can see how it kind of makes a V. It's pretty easy to tell the difference between the single ones and then when you start doing two. I just want you to be able to kind of recognize what the stitches that you're doing look like so that you can sort of figure out, like here, that's obviously just been one, so just to start getting a grasp of that so that you can go back and come back to it, go away and come back to it. Okay, so we have one more. Well, let's see. I think that was it. Oh no, that one's still in, so we'll do more. And you can also kind of go by just to show you if this stitch should be straight up and down. So this one isn't quite there because we're trying to go all the way around and then we can do the straight stitches. So 2 more and then it should be good. So there it's more up and down. So keep doing your, we're just going to start doing our single double crochets back down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Then for the next few, as we've reached the other turn, we're going to do 2 in each stitch. Pretty common sense. You just need to fill the gaps on the turn. All right. And one more. Okay, so there we have the bottom of the booty. We're just going to slip stitch into, because remember this here is our chain from before, so we're going to slip stitch into the top. So that's over here, because we chained, how many did we chain? We chained 3, so we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 and go into the top stitch. As you can tell, it has a body to it. That's the chain, that's the next stitch. So we're going to go into this one. And just slip stitch. Okay, so that is the bottom of the booty. And now we're going to be making this ridge here. And how we're going to do that is first we're going to just chain 1, and then we're going to be doing a half double crochet row, just 1 half double crochet in each stitch, and we're only going to be going into the back loops. So I like to go through these 2 loops here just because it holds it up a little sturdier. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So yarn over through those 2, grab your yarn, and then pull through all 3. And we're just going to do that all the way around. Pretty easy. And honestly, it's not the end of the world. Like, you might notice after I go through this loop, you're not going to be seeing anything that goes on. So if you kind of go through a few too many, it's actually okay, because that's going to be on the inside of the booty. So you can see how this makes a ridge here. We call this a companionable silence. All right, so we are back to the beginning, and we are going to go ahead and slip stitch, and then we're going to slip stitch into this, because remember, this is our chain 1 that we did up, so we're going to slip stitch into this first stitch. All right, and there we have the bottom. All right, so we're gonna chain up 1 and then do a half double crochet into the same stitch. And now we're going through both loops, obviously, or not obviously. It's fine if you didn't know that. All right. Now we are going to be doing half double crochets in the next 8 stitches, and then we're going to be doing a kind of tricky, it's newish, it's called 2 double crochets together, and that's to create this kind of top of the booty. Okay, so right here we're at the back of the booty, and this is going to be the toe. So we're going to do our half double crochets in the next 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so now we're going to do our 2 double crochets together, which is essentially joining 2 stitches, and it makes kind of a V-shaped stitch. So the way we're going to do it is yarn over, you go through, grab your yarn, and then you just pull through 2 like you would normally, but then you stop and you go through into the next stitch. Pull through, and then you complete your double crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2. So as you can see, that kind of joins these 2 stitches together and makes it into one. So we'll keep doing that for the next 8 sets of these. So pull through 2, then stop, and then pull through 2, and pull through 2. Oh, it's kind of hard to stop your habit on this one. So that's 3. Pull through 2. To the next one, pull through 2, pull through 2. Pull through 2, into the next one, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more. 1, 2, 'and this is kind of hard to tell. Again, we're getting used to how our stitches look. If the yarn's coming directly out of the yarn that just came off your hook, then it's the same stitch you just went into. So even though it's a little gappy here, we're doing it, okay? So pull through 2, next one, pull through 2, pull through 2. I have the memory of a goldfish. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 1 more, and then back to our normal half double crochets. Pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, half double crochets the rest of the way around till we get back. Oh, here I am double crocheting. Don't mind me. Pull through all 3. and one more. All right, then we're going to slip stitch. We're going to avoid the little chain we did down here and go into this stitch. And pull through all the loops. Okay, so you could see it sort of getting its shape. We just have one more row to do and then we're done with the booty part. So we're going to chain up one and then half double crochet. This time we're doing 9 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. We have reached our double crochets together from the time before, so we're going to do the same thing again. This is going to be a little more even spread out than last time because we're doing it on top of we're doing the double crochets together on top of already some double crochets together, so it gets a little gappy here, but don't mind that. Okay, we've done 1, 2, 3, one more. Go away. Getting excited here. Okay, there we go. Done. I really don't like those stitches, but it's all part of it. All right. And then half double crochet the rest of the way around. Then we're done with this part of the booty and we'll move on to the cuff. I always just by habit do a double crochet here. It's just part of the booty is that double crochet where I'm supposed to do a half double crochet. Pull through 3. Oh, I lost him. Oh gosh. Okay. All right, we are almost there. Okay, so then after this half double crochet, we're just going to go into this stitch here and do a slip stitch. Again, avoiding that chain. All right, so that part of the booty is done. And so we can sew in our ends. For the sake of time, I'm just going to sew in this one. Okay, and for this I always try to go on the inside of the booty because obviously that is not what you're not gonna see the inside of the booty. Okay, so just go through a few stitches. And then back the other way after skipping over one. Go through a few. I don't know why I hate it so much. I don't know why I hate sewing in the end so much, because I've lost my scissor here. Because it's really not that bad. I guess I just wish that you could get to the end of it and then be done. Okay, look at that. We've done that part of the booty. All right. So the next thing we're going to make is the cuff. The ribbed cuff, as we see here. So this is more flexible. There's no counting involved except for when we put them together. So we're going to start with our slip knot. And the cuff is just chaining and then single crochets. So you can chain however long you want your cuff to be. I did something incredibly smart and have pre-crocheted a cuff so that you don't have to watch me crochet for hours on end, because this is a little time consuming and I don't edit my videos. So I'm going to be measuring it because it's going to be part of a set. But you can really make your cuff as long as you want. Just imagine how it'll look when it's folded down. And then there will be just one row of single crochets on the top. And then we're going to whip stitch it together to the booty. So just imagine that tiny little bit of extra length. So that's about right, but we're going to be going over the top, so it's going to round it a little bit. So that's good. All right. So then this is nightmarish for me, but we are going to actually be crocheting into the back loops now. You might wonder, why, Carla, did you take up crocheting if you hate so many parts of it? But I'm not even sure how I got into it. So you just go through the back loop there. As you may remember, there's 2 front loops and the back loop. So, and we're just single crocheting here. Okay, that was pretty smooth. You got it. All right, 3 down. Inside, I'm screaming whenever I have to do this. It's actually going pretty smooth, not to jinx it, but something. It never goes this well for me. I usually have to like let go of everything else except for the one back loop. Okay. Like I'm gonna have to do now. Okay. Okay. Been lucky on this go around. Okay. Almost there, guys. I may well be the only person that struggles with this, but okay. All right. We did it. So now what we're going to do is just flip your work over like this. And we're going to go back the same way. So we're going to chain one. And this time you're going to be just going into the back loops here. So we're going to start, obviously not with this one, but with this one. Just single crocheting. This whole thing is single crochet. And just go back. So this is actually the entire pattern for the cuff. Just going back and forth. Just flipping it over, chain one, and go into the back loops to create that ribbed look. Super easy. It's a little time consuming. And it uses up quite a bit of yarn actually for something so little. Okay. So as you're going down your cuff, you just want to keep measuring it and making sure it's good length. Okay, so for when you get down here, you really need to go into this last one. You need to go all the way up and all the way down. Otherwise, it's going to mess up your cuff and make it triangular or wedge shaped. Same with here, you need to go into this one and not this one. Okay, so that's it, guys. Just back and forth. Super easy. So now I'm going to take a little pause from this because that's literally all you do. Whoop. And then as you're doing that, just keep measuring it. The way I like to measure it is fold it in half and get your little booty and just kind of keep checking that it's about the right, that they match up. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is count how many stitches we're working with here because we're going to space the same amount of stitches into the top of the booty so that we can whip stitch them together. So we're going to call this a stitch, even though it's a little, not sure what happened there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So it's about 23 stitches that we're going to be spacing into this top row. 23, 23, 23. See if I can remember that number. So chain one. And then you can kind of go into just wherever it works here. It's not super important. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just when you get to certain points, look at it and be like, okay, is this about 1/5 of the way? No, I could probably, you know, put them closer together. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 should be a little under halfway here. Oop, we're gonna have to spread them out a little more. 11, 12, 13, 14. So we should do about 10 more. 9 more to be exact. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we just need 3 more. 21, 22, oop, and lastly 23. So now I did cut this off because I made it previously and I don't have 2 skeins of the exact same color. So we are now going to whip stitch this together with our booty. It's always a little stretchy. You kind of have to stretch it a little bit, but if you think about a newborn leg going in there, that's about the right size. So gonna get our needle. And thread that on. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. A whip stitch, in case you didn't know, is super simple. We're just going through through the top loops. And then going on to the next one. The 2 top loops. Just matching them up. Might be kind of hard to see where you went in, and it might kind of get off from the stitches. They might not be right in front of each other. That's the point of kind of spacing them out. It'll all come out fine, you'll see. More companionable silence here. Okay, almost there. And then here, I just like to kind of go in the corner and do a little maneuver through the first stitch just to bring it all back. Okay, so then we're going to be whip stitching up the sides to join these two together. And it doesn't really matter where you're going in. We obviously just want the tops to line up, but at this point my yarn is getting all ragged and prone to knots, so that's kind of annoying, but we're almost done. The end is very much in sight. So okay, so there you have it. Just one more. Woo. Of course, as soon as I said that, it got difficult. Okay, so then we're just going to go back down and sew in our ends. And then you're done. With my hairy yarn. All right, so then we're just going to cut it and see what we got. I think it's going to be a booty. I think it's going to be a cutie. Look at that. We have a booty. There it is. So, pretty cute. You just learned how to make a booty.